Hello there, a very good morning. This is the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. We're coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Well, the details on this morning's top local, international and sports stories are all set to be brought to you in this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown. Do stay tuned with us for the news in detail. Well, today, we commemorate the 139th International Workers' Day. Join us as we take this small trip down memory lane.
It was on the 1st of May in 1886 that a group of workers gathered in Chicago, USA to fight for an 8-hour workday. Today we honor the victory achieved through that struggle. But we must ask, who truly celebrates this day in our country today? Behind the scenes we are all workers just like you. We are the ones who continue to work tirelessly through rain, illness and hardship without pause. Every great creation in this world was built by the hands of the workers. The highways that stretch across nations, the grand ports that power economies, the towering skyscrapers that reach the skies, the groundbreaking innovations, all were made possible by the sweat and determination of workers laboring in factories and work sites. Yet the names of those who toiled to create these wonders are rarely recorded. If any names are written, they belong to the leaders and rulers, not the workers. It is high time that the tireless efforts of working people who build and uplift a nation day and night are recognized and spoken of more widely. At the very start of this day, Newsfirst humbly bows in respect to the thousands of hard-working individuals across our country.
Issuing a May Day message, President Therunee says that this year, the working people of Sri Lanka, together with the general public, commemorate International Workers' Day at a point where our nation and society are undergoing a profound and progressive transformation under a people-oriented governance, bringing an end to a corrupt and elitist political system that has existed for 76 years. The President says that the recent presidential and parliamentary elections, people from all corners of Sri Lanka, regardless of ethnicity or religion, united to bring about a turning point in the nation's politics. He adds that responding to the people's aspirations, them of the National People's Power are currently focused on building a nation that is experiencing extensive economic, social and political transformation. President Dissanayake also says that he warmly invites Sri Lanka's working community to join hands in solidarity, to rise with determination and strive towards building a beautiful life and a thriving nation for everyone. Now, several major political parties have organized May Day rallies and demonstrations at various locations across the country today. The main May Day rally of the National People's Power will take place at 3:30 p.m. at the Golface Green in Colombo under the patronage of President Therunee Dissanayake. According to Deputy Minister of Labour Mahinda Jayasinghe, the rally will be held under the theme "The People's Power That Rebuilds the Nation." Meanwhile, the Samagi Janabalawege will hold its main rally in Thalawakele today. The party's General Secretary Ranjit Madhumabandara says that the rally will be held under the theme Workers' Power for the Battle to Empower the Village. The Sri Lanka Podujana Perammuna's main May Day rally is scheduled to be held in Nungegoda, according to the party's media spokesperson Sanjeeva Edirimana. The Frontline Socialist Party will hold its May Day rally at the Lalit Atulat Mudali Playground in Kirulapana. Meanwhile, the United National Party will not conduct a central May Day rally this year. Instead, the party will host a series of smaller rallies in local government election constituencies. Party chairman Vajra Abeyvardhana said that the meetings aim to inform and mobilize party members across the country. Now, Sri Lanka Police has announced that a special traffic plan will be in place today in Colombo as well as nearby areas where May Day rallies are scheduled to be held within the day. DIG Indika Hapagoda of the Traffic Management and Road Safety Division says that in the event of traffic congestion caused by May Day parades, rallies as well as celebrations, motorists are advised to avoid those areas and use alternative routes. Moving on to more local news this morning, the Excise Department has announced that all retail liquor outlets in areas where May Day rallies and demonstrations will take place throughout the day must remain closed. According to a statement issued by the department, these outlets are required to stay closed from their scheduled closing time last night to their scheduled opening time tomorrow. However, the department clarified that hotel license holders approved by the Sri Lanka Tourism Bureau operating within the divisional secretariat divisions where rallies are being held are permitted to keep their establishments open. The public is encouraged to report any violations of these rules by calling the Excise Department hotline at 1913. On to some news related to the upcoming local government election now. The National Election Commission states that the distribution of official polling cards related to the local government election has now been completed via postal services. The Commission further announced that voters who have not yet received their official polling cards will have the opportunity to collect them during office hours until the 6th of May. Eligible voters can obtain their polling cards by visiting their nearest post office relevant to the address registered in the electoral list, presenting proof of identity and collecting the card assigned to their household. In addition, the Election Commission noted that official polling cards can also be obtained through an online system. With that, we move on to news overseas for this morning. This is definitely a headline-making story in the international arena concerning the India and Pakistan clash that was resulted by the recent Pahalgam terrorist attack. Now, 6 days after Pakistan decided to shut its airspace to all flights owned and operated by Indian carriers, New Delhi has announced that a reciprocal move will be put into action by shutting down its airspace to all Pakistan-owned and operated planes. Both India and Pakistan have by now blocked each other's airlines over their airspace until 11:59 p.m. GMT on the 23rd of May. There may be revised closer to that date. A notam on notice to air missions was released by New Delhi, which read, and I quote, "Indian airspace not available to Pakistan-registered aircraft and aircraft operated or leased by Pakistan Airlines. These include military flights," unquote. Now, this move comes amid escalating tensions between India and Pakistan in the wake of the horrific terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam, in which 26 tourists were gunned down by terrorists with links to Pakistan. The terror attack was religiously motivated and came days after an inflammatory speech by Pakistan's Army Chief General Asim Munir. With its already strained ties deteriorating further and at a time when Pakistan is fearing military action by India, flights from Pakistan were in any case avoiding the Indian airspace. But with an official announcement by India, its flights shall not be permitted even though they wish to. Flights from Pakistan, which are scheduled for destinations in Southeast Asia and Oceania, will now have to circumnavigate India. This will put an immense burden on the already cash-strapped Pakistani carriers while also increasing travel time considerably. Finally, on to your sports news this morning. The New Zealand rugby team set to compete in the under 85 kilogram weight class rugby match against Sri Lanka has arrived in the country. It is for the first time since 1906 that a New Zealand rugby team is touring in Sri Lanka. The tournament will be held in 2 stages, with the first stage scheduled to take place on the 4th of May in the Nithawela Rugby Stadium. The second stage will be held on the 10th of May at the Colombo Racecourse grounds. The New Zealand team arrived in Sri Lanka last night and was warmly welcomed at the Bandaranaike International Airport in Karunaratne. Well, that brings to a close this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. Do join us once again tomorrow as well for more of the very latest from here at home and around the world. Take care. Have a wonderful day ahead.